Hi, so we're going to start off with our first section of Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is about functions and recognizing functions, so Section 1 is all about what is a function. So let's start with some vocab. Maybe. There we go. So we're going to start off with our vocabulary. Any set of ordered pairs is what we call a relation. So we've been working with points, so any set of multiple points, we call that a relation. Our input values, or those x-coordinates, that's what we consider the domain. And our output values, or the y-coordinates of that relation, is our range. So domain covers our x-coordinates, range covers our y-coordinates within our relation. So a relationship by linking the input values of the corresponding output values using arrows, this is what we call a mapping diagram. And we'll get into that soon enough. But again, that's just a way to describe our relationship, to visually show the relationship between the x-coordinates and the y-coordinates. And then a rule for taking each input value and producing exactly one output value, that's a function. And this is a very important definition for what we are working with this whole chapter. So for every x-coordinate, it produces exactly one output, so exactly one y-coordinate. In another way of describing this definition is x cannot two-time, so he cannot or she cannot cheat on the y value. So x can't two-time on y, meaning x cannot have two y values. And we'll get to see some of that through our notes today as well. So when you hear me talk about no two-timing, basically I'm saying x can only have one y. Alright, so we have multiple representations. So here's our first, it's just our list of ordered pairs. I can then put this into a table of input and output values. And so then I would just go down and I have 0, 0, 1, 8, 2, 16, 3, 24, 4, 32. And so that's one way I can represent it. I didn't make my table go long enough. Is to make that T-chart, and it could be vertical, it could go horizontal, as long as it's a table with the inputs matching, the output. And then we have what is our mapping. And so that's and normally when mathematicians do mapping, all of the numbers are put in numerical order. So I'm going to look at my x values here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are already in order, so I'm just going to write them 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an oval rectangular shape goes around it. And then we do the same for the y values, the output values. And again, normally it's in numerical order, so 0, 8, 16, 24, 32. And then we can draw from there. Now, if you remember from our definition, I'm going to go back real quick. A mapping diagram describes a relationship by linking the input values to the corresponding output values using arrows. So here are my inputs, and here are my outputs. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to compare. So my point is 0, 0, so I'm going to draw from 0 over to 0. And then my next one is 1, 8, so from 1 to the 8. And then my next point is 2, 16, so the arrow from 2 to the 16, from 3 to the 24, and from 4 to the 32. And so that's a mapping diagram. So here's our example of a mapping diagram. So these are different ways that we will be showing representing relations in our lesson today. So the list of coordinate points, a table, and a mapping, and we can go from each. So our first example, we're going to write the set of ordered pairs that corresponds to each mapping diagram. So how I create that set of ordered pairs is I just look. My input here at -2 and my output is 3. So that is the point -2, 3. I'm just going to put a comma. My next one is -1, 2, because we're going from -1 to 2. And then from my third point is 0, 1. And my fourth point is 1, 0. And then when you're making a set, we normally put sets in these nice curly brackets. Notice my curly brackets are not perfect. Yours do not need to be perfect either. I think I've made perfect curly brackets maybe twice in my life. And normally one side would be much better than the other side. But that's how we indicate that it's a set or a relation. So that's our first set. So now moving on to example B. Again, I'm going to start here 0 points at 1, so 0, 1. My next point is 1, 2. And then we have 2, let me put a comma there, 2, 2. And then 3, 4. And I'm going to put my curly brackets around that. I'm going to move my face out of the way so that we can do this third. Alright, so here on our third one, let's go back. So these 4 points create the relationship that is shown, or the relation shown in that mapping there. So now we're going to go to example C. I'm going to go ahead and start with my curly bracket. My first point is going to be 1, -1. My second point is going to be 1, 1. And then we're going to have 4, 2, right? 4 to 2. And then 4 to -2. And so there's, again, these are the points that are visually being shown in this mapping up above. And so you may think, well, why do we have mappings? Mappings can be used for more than just numbers. So like those of you who play sports, especially football, there are multiple athletes that play the same position. And so you could have the athlete and then an arrow pointing to the position they play. Or you could be doing athletes and weights. Or so anything that has data, we can use a mapping to map from our input to our output. And so that's the point of mapping. We have one more video for 7.1, and we're going to start talking about functions there. So see you in that video.